What's up, Saber fans and non-Saber fans? It's your boy Breeze back again. Today's installation is on a Fantasy Relics Darth Nihilus inspired lightsaber. So Darth Nihilus was a Sith Lord from the Old Republic. Now this style replica it's badass. It looks like a Sith's lightsaber, and I prefer this iteration over, I guess you would say, his canon saber that's a little more rounded. I don't really like the look of that one. This one is dope. So this was sent in to me by Rick. Rick is actually a part of the 501st, and he troops and cosplays as Darth Nihilus. And when he sent this to me, it had old tech inside of it. So I believe it had a nano biscotti board, and it was an RGB or possibly just a single LED. I don't recall, but Rick wanted to completely gut it and install some new electronics in here. When he sent this to me, it was also weathered, as if you can call that weathered. It was just painted with black paint in certain spots. So what I went ahead and did was I gave it a proper weathering. So check it out here. So I cannot take credit for the cracks that were already on this saber. When Rick sent it to me, the cracks were already on the saber, and in my opinion it was the best part of the previous weathering job. It was just painted with black paint in what felt like random spots, and it didn't look like it would be an in-universe used saber. But I went ahead and I weathered this myself. I scuffed this up pretty good after removing all of the previous black paint that was on here. Scuffed it up, used aluminum black. I also used a mixture of black and rust colored paint to fill in these grooves here in the grip section, just so it looked like a bit of like a bloody rust look to it. I think it looks really, really awesome. Turned out amazing in terms of weathering. It's probably my favorite weathering job, even though I generally don't weather sabers, but this one was a blast to do. I did use a bunch of different tools with the aluminum black to accentuate these cracks more. I think it really gives this lightsaber some character. It definitely looks like a Sith's lightsaber, and in my mind, this is Darth Nihilus's lightsaber. All right, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at this lightsaber from a different angle and check out the installation. Okay, so here we are. We can take a closer look at the hilt. There you go. You check out all of the weathering detail that I did on the hilt for Rick. It's a beautiful, beautiful saber. Here is the blade plug that I created. This will be coming home with the hilt, Rick. All right. So this here acts as a kill key for the saber. So it does have a function. It's not a switch. It is a 2-button setup though. So these are bespoke style switches. The top button is your power. Your bottom button is your auxiliary. So in order to activate the saber, you want to pull this kill switch. There you go, let's fire her up. There's even a little cutout here, so you can see a little bit of shine through when you have a blade in. nice and loud with that 28mm dark side speaker. I do have gesture controls on here for you, Rick. Twist on, twist off. I'll show that to you a little bit more when we test out the blade. So when this thing does come home, you will be getting this bag in there as well. So I didn't end up using this spacer at all, but there will be 2 hex keys on here, in here for you. One of them will be good for the blade retention, which is right here, as well as loosening this screw here when you want to get to the chassis. And then the bigger one is gonna be this screw here. So let's go ahead and take the blade plug out first. That way we can see what the install looks like. It is not a fully removable chassis. It is a chassis that you will be able to pull out. So this is your recharge port here. Your little button here does act as a kill key. So it will not turn on while this is in there. So you want to pull that out when you want to activate it. Now, because I have a recharge port in here, it does not mean that it is a non-removable battery. I actually made it so Rick can charge his battery while he's in, while the battery is in the chassis, or it can also, the chassis can also be pulled out enough to remove the battery to charge it externally. So he can have multiple batteries when he troops and cosplays as Darth Nihilus. So let's go ahead and take this, loosen the blade retention, and the blade plug should just come right out once it's loose. There it goes. You might have to hit it a little bit on your hand and the blade plug should come out. So here you have your Neopixel connector. That's a Shtok V4 NPXL lit PCB. And let's take the same hex key. Now with this nut here, you don't have to screw it all the way. It's all the way off. It's small, so you definitely don't want to lose this. So you can just loosen it just a little bit. You can get the other hex key here. And then we're gonna loosen this guy. So again, you would only have to do this if you need to swap your battery when you're out and about and you don't have access to charge the battery here, but you can charge it here as well. So once you loosen it, this pommel cover should just come right out. And there you go. You have the 28mm dark side speaker. You can just turn it and it should just slide right out. Now you don't want to pull it all the way out with force or anything. Just let it slide out. You can see here, it is installed with a Proffie 3.9. Again, it has the Smuggler's Outpost 28mm dark side speaker. Here is your battery. So in order to get to the battery, just rotate the chassis like this, and then you have access to the battery. So you can just hold it here, get your finger, pop it out, put another one in. Do keep in mind, Rick, that your negative side is always going to be pointed towards the emitter. So negative emitter, positive towards the speaker, because you don't want to put your battery in backwards and fry the board, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. It should be super easy for you. So once you swap out the battery, before we do that, I just did a little bit of detail here on the chassis itself. It does say the Lord of Hunger here in Arabesh on one side and Darth Nihilus on the other side. So then now when you want to put it back in, you can just push it in. You want to take your finger, you don't want to push the center of the speaker. You don't want to damage the speaker. So you can just take your finger on the edge here and just push it in, and it should stop you. Go as far as you can. And then you can put the pommel cap here back on. Easiest way is to remove this screw and push the pommel in, and then line it up here. So it is important though, when you push this in, I want you to push it in further than you have to, just to make sure the chassis is pushed up as far as it can go. And then line up the hole. Just line it up before I tighten it here. And once you have it, you just use your tool, just tighten it all back up. Same thing with the other one. There we go. All right, now let's check this thing out with the blade. All right, so Rick also had me create a 32-inch, 1-inch custom pixel blade for him. I also sanded it all down for better diffusion. Let's check it out. Very Sithy voice in terms of your menu navigation. Now, Brian Connor did not have a Darth Nihilus, but I put Darth Malik, I believe, and it sounds like him. So. And then to change sound fonts, you're gonna want to click the auxiliary button.
I came to warn you, Jedi.
Darth Malik.
So I put some Old Republic Sith Lords on here for you, as well as the sound fonts we talked about you wanting in terms of Luke,
Darth Revan.
And Darth Vader, but here's Revan. So with Revan's color change, it doesn't go through all the colors. It actually switches from his Jedi blade to a Sith blade when you press both buttons at the same time to change color. Pretty cool.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Luke. Now, Rick, I will be sending you all the Proffie controls, so definitely save those to your phone. Get used to the controls. That way you know how to work your saber properly. This one's pretty cool. So I did put some grayscale fonts on here for you as well.
At last we will have our revenge.
The fire blade. Back to the Lord of Hunger. All right, guys, that is it. This is a Fantasy Relics Darth Nihilus inspired lightsaber. This was sent in to me by Rick. So to install with a Proffie Neopixel. I also created a blade for him. I also weathered the hilt for him as well. Rick, thank you so much for trusting me with this. I hope you absolutely love this when you go out trooping. I hope the kids that you troop for love this as well. If you guys are looking for a custom Neopixel blade, a custom install on a lightsaber, a conversion of a master replica or a Black Series, hit me up. Check me out, Breezy Saber Works on Facebook, Instagram. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time. May the Force be with you. Peace.